Welcome students, welcome to our this online lecture. Today we will be having a topic of discussion for this lecture is that inertial and non-inertial frame of references. Inertial and non-inertial frame of references. Non-inertial frame of references. Frames of references. Today we will be discussing some of these forces which are actually occurring in these types of reference frames. Basically there are two reference frames are there. One is called as the inertial frame of reference and second one is called as the non-inertial frame of reference. Let me tell you first of all what is the difference between the inertial frame of reference and non-inertial frame of reference, and based on that one we will consider some of the examples which are part of an inertial and non-inertial frame of reference. So before discussing this, let us consider in our earlier lecture we have considered that there are basically four prime sources, prime types are there for the forces, and these are nothing but the gravitational force, electromagnetic force and strong interaction and weak interaction. Strong interaction and weak interactions. These are the four different types of forces we had seen in our earlier lecture. Now there are certain forces are there which are actually not a part of these four different types of forces, or those forces do not occur due to the presence of these forces. So now we will consider those forces. For example, let us consider an example. Person is sitting in the car and suddenly, for example, car takes a turn. Suddenly car takes turn to the right. So now see, if you are seated in a car and suddenly the car takes a turn on the right hand side, what will happen? The person who is sitting inside the car, he will feel a pull in the outward direction, that is towards the left hand side. So this force, that is called as the pseudo force. This one is called as the pseudo force, or this is a pseudo force, or it is also called as the centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Now this is a one example, and this force do not occur due to the interaction or due to the presence of the gravitational force. These are not, this force is actually not comes under the classification of the four forces which I had seen in our earlier lecture. This is one example. Okay. Another example what we will do is this. Suppose suddenly brakes are applied to the car. Suddenly brakes are applied in car. So what will happen if suddenly brakes are applied in the car? What will happen? Assuming that the initially car was moving and suddenly driver applies a brake to the car. So what happens? The person sitting inside the car, they will feel a outward, or they will be pulled in the forward direction. So this force is actually not due to the this force is also due to the frames of reference. Now what is this frames of reference? That we will see. Any frames which are accelerated, the frame of references which are accelerated are called non-inertial frame of reference. Are called non-inertial frame of reference. Non-inertial frame of reference. These frames of references are called as non-inertial frames of reference. We'll be considering its example. And on the contrary, inertial frames of references, they are non-accelerated. Okay, the frames of references which are not accelerated, or which are not moving at all or moving with a constant velocity, these are called inertial frame of reference. Inertial frame of reference are called inertial frame of reference. So this is a definition of inertial frame of reference. Now we will consider few examples of the inertial frame of reference and non-inertial frame of reference. So let us consider an example of a person is sitting in the car, okay, and the person is sitting in a car, and suddenly brakes are applied to the car. Brakes are applied to the car. And imagine that the person is or driver, we can say driver is sitting in a car. Assume that the driver has tied in his seat with a seat belt. So he has applied a seat belt, that you have to consider, and the other seat of the car has a book placed on it. Okay. So on the one seat, driver is seated with a seat belt, and on other seat, car has a book placed on the seat. Okay. And suddenly, driver applies brake to the car. So and then imagine that this incidence. When this incidence is happening on a road, there is a third person who is standing on the road. So there is a third person standing on the road. Okay. So let us say here it is the another person who is standing on this road. Okay. And this car is at this point, for example. This is the car. Okay. Here it is the person is sitting, and on the other seat there is a book. Now suddenly, suppose the initial car was moving in this fashion. Now suddenly, if the brakes are applied, what will happen? The person, suppose initially the speed of the car was 60 kilometers per hour, and after application of the brake, it reduces to 30 kilometers per hour. So now we are considering the Newton's first law of motion, because the frames of references in which Newton's first law of motion is valid, that is also called as the inertial frame of reference. Okay, that is an inertia. Okay, now suddenly when the driver applies the brake, what happens? He will find the book which is placed near the second seat. It will start sliding in the forward direction, as if there is no external force acting on that book, because the book has an inertia. Initially the car was moving with an initial velocity of 60 kilometers per hour, and there is no any force which is acting on the book. So assuming that there is no friction between the seat cover and the book cover, and the book will slide in the forward direction, it will try to maintain its velocity of 60 kilometers per hour. So from the driver's point of view, the book is going in the forward direction. But if you consider the same situation from the point of view of this person who is standing a roadside, what he will imagine that initially the car was traveling with the 60 kilometers per hour. Now as the brakes are applied, the car speed has decreased from 60 km hours to 30 kilometers per hour. And this person will notice that book, car and the driver, they all have reduced its speed from 60 kilometers to 30 kilometers per hour. Okay. Now from this person's point of view, he has not observed any unusual thing. So Newton's laws of motion are applied if you consider this person's point of view. Okay, so the person, the frame of reference associated with this person, that is called as the inertial frame of reference. That is called as the inertial frame of reference. Inertial frame of reference. And the frame of reference associated with the driver, that is called as the non-inertial frame of reference. That is called as the non-inertial frame of reference. Now, this is the difference because the driver is sitting inside a car, so and its speed has decreased from 60 km per hour to 30 km per hour. So this frame of reference, it is accelerated, and the frame of references which are accelerated are called as the non-inertial frame of reference. So from the Newton's first law point of view, the Newton's first law of motion is not applicable or it is not valid in case of the frame of reference of this driver's point of view. At the same hand, the same counterparts, this frame of references for the person who is standing on the roadside, the Newton's first law of motion is valid in this case. So that is one example. We will consider another example. For example, just consider another example for example, there is an aeroplane. Which is here. For example, this is an aeroplane. Okay, just imagine that this is an aeroplane. Okay, and a pilot from the aeroplane, it throws, and the plane is moving with certain velocity, for example, and pilot throws one food packet on the ground. Pilot throws a food packet on the ground and it is moving in the forward direction like this. Now, when the food packet goes in this direction, if it is thrown in downward direction, the gravitational force will act on this and it will go in this direction. As initially the packet was in the aeroplane, it has a certain initial velocity. So it will try to maintain its initial velocity. At the same time, the aeroplane, it will move from this point to this point. For example, it goes up to this point. Within that time interval, this aeroplane, it will move up to this point. So when the packet hits the ground, the pilot sitting inside this aeroplane, he will find that the packet hits the ground just beneath of just below the aeroplane. Okay. Now imagine that there is another observer who is standing on the ground. There is another observer standing on the ground. What this observer will observe? Initially, when the packet was released, it was released from this point, okay, and it has traveled in this direction. From the point of view of a pilot, the food packet, it has been dropped from this position to this position. Okay, so imagine from this point of view, from this person's point of view, and from the pilot's point of view. From the person who is standing on the ground, he observes that object has been accelerated in this direction. So this frame of reference is called as the non-inertial frame of reference. This is nothing but the non-inertial frame of reference because the packet has accelerated from this point to this point, and from this pilot's point of view, which is an inertial frame of reference, he does not observe anything unusual from the Newton's first law of motion. So Newton's first law of motion is valid in this frame of reference. In this frame of reference, Newton's laws of motion is not valid. So you have to consider this kind of an example to understand the inertial and non-inertial frame of reference. Just remember that there is no such important information is there, but you just have to remember the one thing is that the frame of references which are accelerated, means which are having a certain acceleration, those are called as the non-inertial frame of reference. And remember, Newton's first law of motion is not applicable in such case of motion. Newton's first law is not valid in such a kind of frames of references, and the frames of references in which the frame of references which are not accelerated are called as the inertial frame of references, and in this case of frames of references, Newton's first law of motion is valid. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Now what we will do, we will see few applications of the Newton's law. I'll just tell you 2-3 examples of applications of the Newton's laws. For example, we will consider Newton's first law of motion. It has certain applications you might have studied. Let me tell you one example. Just we have considered. Suddenly, if the brakes are applied in the car, what happens? The person sitting inside the car will be pulled in the forward direction. So, this is the point based on which the car manufacturers nowadays are providing airbags from the front side. Okay, in order to protect the passenger sitting inside the car, the airbags have been provided inside the car. That is one example. Another example is that if you are traveling through a bus, and if you want to get down through the bus, you wait till the bus stops. If you don't wait till the bus stops, and if you try to get down from the bus, what happens? Your body is moving with a certain velocity. As soon as your legs lands on the ground, they will come to the rest, but your upper body it is having a certain velocity. So there may be you can have a chances that you can fall on the ground. Okay, so it is always better to get down from the bus or any moving object whenever it is coming to the rest. That is an application of Newton's first law. You can have a certain more applications of the Newton's other laws as well. So let us consider the Newton's second law. Newton's second law tells us that the force is equal to mass into acceleration. Newton's second law tells us the force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now just imagine you are applying a certain force to a truck and to a car. So one truck is there, one car is there, and you are applying a certain force on that. If you apply a certain force on the truck, it will move some certain distance. If you apply the same force on the car, it will move larger distance as compared to the truck. The reason behind is this, that the car's mass is less as compared to the truck's mass. As the car's mass is less than the truck's mass, due to that one, if the mass is less, and from this again you can tell me, you can write acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass. If the mass will be higher, acceleration will be low, and if mass will be low, acceleration will be higher. Okay, so lower is the mass, greater will be the acceleration for a given amount of force. So this is the reason why the speed motorbikes or the racer bikes or racer cars, they are made with a small and smaller mass in order to have a more displacement of an object for a given displacement. The mass of those vehicles are kept to be minimum. That is one example. Also, we can have a certain other example as well. For example, let us consider you have two stones. A person is throwing two stones. One is smaller stone, another is larger stone. If two stones are thrown from the top of a building, if these two stones are thrown from the top of the building, what happens? It is easier to catch a smaller stone as compared to the larger stone, because the larger is the mass, larger will be the momentum gained by that object, okay, and it will exert a larger force on your hand when you try to catch it. Okay, so larger the mass, larger will be the force exerted by it. Remember this. So it is easier to have less mass to catch the object. Okay, that is also one example. For Newton's third law of motion, I will give you 2-3 examples. For example, Newton's second law tells us that for every action there will be equal and opposite reaction. For action and reaction, for example, action and reaction. For example, you are firing a bullet from a gun. Okay, if bullet is fired from the gun, it will move with a certain velocity. The bullet will move with certain velocity. As soon as the bullet leaves the gun will recoil in the backward direction. That is one example of the Newton's third law of motion. Also, you can have when you jump on the ground. If you jump on the ground also exert a opposite reaction on your leg. So it is why, this is the reason why you feel it more difficult to jump from a higher height as compared to the lower height. If you jump from the higher height, it will exert a larger force, that is larger action, and the same amount of reaction will be given by the ground on your leg. And sometimes it may happen that if that reaction is greater than the strength of your bones or muscles, you may have an injury. So these are some of the examples or applications of the Newton's laws of motion which we have considered. We feel that within this first module you have learned all these topics and you have solved. If you have any queries, you can write an email to me. Thank you.